I feel a little scarred from it. What I should do with this cardigan. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lily. If you're new here, I'm the person behind Crafts and Crumbs. And if you're not new here, thanks so much for coming back. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited for today's video because I'm going to be making a lot of progress on my Poppi blouse. I can feel it, I can see it happening. So if you watched my last vlog, I started working on the Poppi blouse by Aegyo Knits, and I finished one of the shoulder panels, so I'll be working on the next one and connecting them in the round. And I'm very excited to connect in the round and just work and stockinette easy breezy and make my way down to the ribbing. I'm also really excited to try working the V-neck collar because I've never done that kind of construction before, so I'm really excited to try my hand at it and see how it goes. I also mentioned in my last vlog that I started reading Throne of Glass, which you guys saw in the last video as well, and I loved it. I have to say, I finished it last night. I read until like midnight finishing the book. I seriously read like 250 pages in one day. I couldn't believe it. I had so much fun just sitting on the couch, on the chair, reading all day. I love the characters, I love the world building. I think it was such a good first book for this series, even though I read it as the second book because I read the prequel first. So I'm so excited to start reading the second book. So we're gonna go and pick it up later today together, which I'm really excited about, and we can start reading it together. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on Throne of Glass if you read it or are in the process of reading it. No spoilers, please. I've read the prequel and Throne of Glass, but that's it. I don't know anything else yet. So I'm really excited to start reading it, and I'm also really looking forward to keep working on the Poppi blouse, and I am anticipating that we're gonna make a lot of progress. Maybe I'll even finish the body in this video. I have no idea what my speed will be depending on what I feel like doing that day. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos on the Poppi blouse and on my next project, which I'm also really excited about. And also let me know down below what you're working on in general, what you're working on while you're watching this video. I'd love to hear it and have a chat in the comments. So let's go pick up the book, keep working on the Poppi blouse, and connect in the round really soon. Quick outfit of the day. So I am wearing my Friday slipover that I just finished. So if you haven't watched that vlog, make sure to check it out. I'm so happy with how it turned out. It looks really cute. I love how sleek and polished it looks. I'm also pairing it with this kind of like white trench coaty kind of vibe, but also looks a little bit like a lab coat, but I think it's really cute. I thrifted this when I was in Rome a few years ago, and I really like it. I think it's perfect for those days when it's like kind of 60 degrees out and I can wear a slipover without a shirt underneath it, but have this jacket over it to keep me a little warm when I'm in the shade. So I'm super excited to wear it. And yeah, so this is the outfit of the day. Have returned from the bookstore, and I did in fact get Crown of Midnight, which is the second/third book if you include the prequel of the series of Throne of Glass, which I'm really excited about, and I'm so glad that they had it. After what happened last time, if you watched my last video with finding Throne of Glass, I'm so glad that this one was so much easier to find. And I also bought the following book, which is Heir of Fire. I like to go and buy each book one at a time because I think it's really fun and I love going to the bookstore, but it was on sale, and since Throne of Glass was really hard to find, I feel a little scarred from it, and I want to make sure that I have the following book, and I think I'm invested enough in the series now that I know that I'm going to read the rest of the book, so I feel pretty confident in buying the second one. So I'm very glad that I did that. I also bought a bunch of like these little photo albums that are just clear, they don't really have anything in them, to put a bunch of photos in because my boyfriend and I went on a bunch of trips recently, and I printed a bunch of photos of us, and they're just kind of sitting around scattered, so I'd really like to put them in photo albums. And I had kind of one big photo album going, but I don't really like the way that it looks. I think I prefer to do just these like smaller, more specific kind of photo albums. So I got a bunch of them. I got like 5 just so that we'd have them. And I also feel like they're kind of basic and regular enough that when we need more, I can just go and find them anywhere, even if they don't have them at the same photo shop that I bought them from just now. So I'm really excited to do that. So maybe we can do some of that later in this video as well. But now that I have returned from my little bookstore excursion, we can get back to knitting, and I can finish working on the second shoulder panel, connect the front and back, and then we can start working on the body. And hopefully maybe later today I can start reading Crown of Midnight as well, which I'm very excited about. So let's go. I'd love your guys' opinion on what I should do with this cardigan because it turned out really nicely. It is much bigger than it was supposed to be. My gauge was definitely off. So when I finished making it, I thought that I would add some double stitching or cross stitching, if that's what it's called. I'll add videos of what kind of the inspiration was. I was thinking of maybe like a red apple or like an orange, like one on kind of each side, the same. Like I do like one apple here and one apple there, or some other fruit or something. I thought it would add some kind of interest to it and a little more something special. But then once I finished making it, I thought it was actually really cute, just like this, like plain, elegant, and classy. And I'm still debating. I'm not sure if I should add. I love that kind of like fish coastal style where you can do like 3 fish, one in one direction, one in the other, and the other one in the first direction. I think it could be really cute, maybe in like white. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion because I cannot decide. I have friends who tell me to leave it. I have friends who tell me to add the extra stitching on it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm still torn. I think I'll leave it like this until I'm really sure I want to do something about it, but I do think it would be really cute and add a like cute little fun touch to it. So let me know what you guys think. I'd love the help. I'm coming to you live from my kitchen. If you haven't been here before, welcome to our kitchen. I love this area. I love cooking and baking in our kitchen, which you will soon see. So I found out yesterday that my sweet, beloved grandpa passed away. He was 94 years old. His 95th birthday was supposed to be in a few days. He passed away calmly, peacefully, with my grandma holding his hand, which is very, very sweet. So my boyfriend and I are driving up north to go spend time with my mom and spend time with my family. So I'm not sure how much more time I'll have to film later on this week, but I did think that I could make one of his favorite desserts to bring to my family, which was his oatmeal raisin cookies. He loved them. He also loved mint chocolate chip ice cream, which we share together, which I also really love. And I have so many sweet, good memories with him throughout the years. So I thought we could make them together in his honor and bring them to my family. And hopefully everyone loves them and it reminds them of him as well. So let's get to cooking. I will be wearing my apron that my boyfriend's grandmother very kindly sewed for me. So it's double-sided. There's this side and this side, which I really love both of them. I'm feeling this side, so we will wear this because I don't like to get flour all over myself. While we make the oatmeal raisin cookies, I'd love to share some thoughts and a story about my Poppi. So my Poppi was born in 1931, so he was definitely an older generation, soft, sweet kind of gentleman. He just had the sweetest heart and was always so, so nice to everyone. Up until the very end, whenever someone would walk through the door, he would always hold the door open for them, especially women. He always cared so much about the people around him and was so sweet and just the nicest man to be around. I loved his company. I enjoyed being with him so much. So let this be a reminder to you guys to reach out to your parents, to your grandparents, to your friends and family. Let them know that you love them. Tell them, talk to them, check in on them. It's so, so important. We have our family and we can take them for granted more often than not. So I'd love for this just to be a reminder to appreciate the time that we have with our family because time really is so fleeting and I'm so, so grateful for the time that I had. So thank you for all of the wonderful memories that we had together. Wow, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a really long time. It's been a few days. We were with my family and it was very, very nice to just commemorate and remember my grandpa and share stories and funny things about him. But we're back now, and I'm really happy to be home and back settled kind of in our space. I feel like I need and want to give you guys an update because even though it was a lot of family time and I didn't have a lot of time to film, I did have pockets of time to knit and read. So I wanted to give you guys an update on all of the things. So I guess I'll start with a book update. I did have time to read Crown of Midnight, and I did finish the book in like a day. I read 250 pages in one day. We had some time kind of in between visitors and stuff, and I read the whole thing. I love this series. I loved this book. It was so good. I loved the world building. Things just get more complex. It kind of feels like one of those shows where each episode and each season gets more complicated and there are more things on top of the other and other worlds that kind of collide into each other. So I really enjoyed Crown of Midnight and was very excited to start Heir of Fire, but I didn't have it with me. So we got back yesterday and I started Heir of Fire, and I am about 100 pages in. So I did have time to read it last night, and it was really fun. Now the main character is off on some different mission, and things feel like they're really shifting and changing, and now we're really getting more into the thick of it, of the plot and kind of the whole idea of the world. So I'm really excited to keep reading and see where this book takes us leading up to the next book. I think I have one more book to read, then the tandem read, then the last book, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do the tandem read. So if any of you have read Throne of Glass and done the tandem read or just regular reading, I'd love to hear your opinions, because there are a lot of opinions online on how you should do it and in what order you should read everything, and I'm not sure if I should tandem read it or just read one book and then the next book. As for my knitting, so I also had time to do a bunch of the stockinette on the body, and I have made a bunch of progress on the body, so it's looking really good. I'm loving the pattern. I'm loving how it's turning out. I'm loving the yarn. I think it just looks exactly how I imagined it. Now is the easier part, so I'm just working stockinette on the body. She actually does something really interesting. She adds short rows to the back part of the sweater once you finish most of the body before the ribbing to kind of even it out and elongate it more in the back, which I think is really interesting. I don't know how I feel about it, but because it's my first time doing the pattern, I do really want to follow it to a T, and I'm really curious to see what that looks like because I've never done something like that before, so I'm very curious. So this is what it's looking like on the needles. I did just put some stitches on hold to go and try it on, so I'll also show you guys what it's looking like kind of on and how it's looking. I'm loving the width, I'm loving the size, I'm really happy with my size choice, and I also wanted to update you guys on the needle size, because if you watched my last video, I mentioned that I wasn't sure if I was using the correct needle size. I was using the suggested needle size, which is a size 4mm, and I am using the correct yarn weights for both of the yarns. So I assumed that I would be fine, but it felt a little flimsy when I started working the back yoke. But I did keep going in the 4mm, and I'm happy to report that it's looking really good. And the sizing, I think, is exactly the way that it's supposed to be, and the proportions are all in the right place. So I'm very happy that I didn't frog it and go down to a 3.5mm. I think if I would have done that, it still would have been fine, but I am glad that I continued with the 4. So we are definitely making progress. I'm hoping to finish the body maybe this week if I can get around to it. It's so fun and relaxing to have just a stockinette project on the go where I can just knit while people are talking, while we're having conversation. I don't have to think about it too much, which has been really nice. It's also nice that I don't have to have the pattern with me and count rows and charts and things like that. I think I just needed a break from that a little bit, but I am really excited to work on the collar. That really is the only kind of new thing construction wise on this pattern, that and the short rows on the bottom of the back, but that isn't a new technique to me, it's just putting it in a new place, so I'm curious about that too. But I read ahead on the pattern a little bit for the collar, and it looks pretty intimidating, so I'm curious to see as we get closer how I'll feel and what it'll look like. So once I finish the body, I will be working on the collar. And it does say in the pattern that she has some videos and things like that that you can watch, so I'm really excited to do that. I'm definitely a visual learner, so having videos showing how to do kind of new techniques is really helpful for me. So I will definitely be using those when the time comes to work on the collar. And then afterwards, the sleeves I think are pretty regular. She also does a split hem on the ribbing at the bottom of the sleeves, which I think is a really nice touch. So I haven't done that before either, but once I do the collar, I think it'll be pretty much the same just on the sleeves. So other than that, the sleeves are just in the round. I assume that there are going to be some decreases, and then we'll be done with the sweater. So I wouldn't say that I'm near to being done. I would say that I'm about halfway through. Maybe once I finish the body, I'll be halfway halfway through, because I think the collar will take a little bit of time. I think it'll be a little fiddly at first, but I guess that's just what it's like when you learn a new technique, and I'm really excited to learn something new and add it kind of to my repertoire. So I'm really excited to see how it's gonna look and how it's gonna look in this yarn. So definitely stay tuned for the next few videos where I work on the sweater and hopefully finish it very, very soon. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm so happy that I got to commemorate my grandfather in this video and bake him cookies and kind of talk about him and his memories with you guys. I hope you guys will reach out to your family members, tell them that you love them. It's so, so important because time really is so, so fleeting. So if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to see the rest of my progress on the Poppi blouse and me working my way very quickly through Throne of Glass. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.